Thank you for watching this video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to EBC Digital Nest to find purpose in the simple joys of life.
Bonjour, good morning, magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. You are watching Eagle News Mornings from Canada. I'm Marco Zerudo, coming to you from Toronto, bringing you stories from the country. Now, you might be sitting down eating breakfast or maybe getting ready to go out. If you are going to go out, like we always remind everyone, continue to practice proper precautions, social distancing. Let's all be responsible so that we are all safe during this time. Now, we will do our best to always keep you entertained, updated, and most importantly, informed with the news coming from Canada. But before we get to the headlines, let's see what the weather looks like in Manila. AccuWeather is forecasting a high of 26 degrees Celsius with a little bit of rain. So let's make sure we all prepare if we're going to go out. Let's check out now the weather here in Canada. Our weather street scene comes from downtown Vancouver. Thank you very much, Jen De Leon, for this video. We go across the country, starting from the West Coast. In Vancouver, Canada, it's mostly cloudy, 14 degrees Celsius. In Edmonton, cloudy also, 22 degrees Celsius. In Calgary, partly sunny, 21 degrees Celsius. In Winnipeg, it's cloudy at 15 degrees. In Montreal, partly sunny, a nice balmy 26 degrees Celsius. In our nation's capital, Ottawa, it's mostly cloudy at 21. And here in Toronto, partly cloudy, 20 degrees Celsius. We had a little bit of thunderstorms last night. Now, before we get to today's headlines, we start off the show on a happy note. We start off with this. Raptors 2018-2019 season was a season that will go down in the record books as one of the most fascinating seasons in all of NBA history. Tired of heartbreak, the disappointments, falling just short in the previous years before, good but not good enough. They decided to go big or go home, trading the homegrown fan favorite all-star of the team for a perennial top 5 NBA player who missed the entire previous season due to injury, replacing an all-star coach with someone who climbed the coaching ranks but only got as high as an NBA assistant coach at the time. Keeping the heart and soul of the team, who critics say should have been already traded. The Raptors risked a lot, everything really, for the potential to make history, and history made they did. This time, 1 year ago, June 13, 2019 to be exact, we the North became we the champs. The Toronto Raptors, the only NBA team outside of the United States, won its first NBA championship. Now, the streets filled with jubilant fans of all races and cultures they shared in the joy of doing something that seemed to be just a dream about 10 months prior. But what made this special was that this wasn't Toronto's team. This was Canada's team. From coast to coast to coast, Raptors fans from Abbotsford, British Columbia, to Cambridge Bay in Nunavut, to St. John's, Newfoundland, and the Atlantic coast and Labrador, Canadians celebrated. Now, we will talk about this and other NBA news at the latter part of the show. But for now, we move on to our other headlines. When we talk about the COVID numbers in Canada, Canada currently has over 97,000 cases. And though the numbers seem to show a little bit of a slowdown, medical experts continue to stress practicing all precautions to reduce and in some cases avoid altogether the spread of the coronavirus. Now, according to the Philippine Canadian Inquirer, Canada is helping out the Philippines to fight COVID-19 by providing much needed medical supplies and equipment. The assistance, it breaks down and it looks like this. More than 45 million Philippine pesos or 1.2 million Canadian in funds, but 120,000 N95 masks will come to the Philippines along with diagnostic equipment, testing kits, reagents, and laboratory consumables through the International Atomic Energy Agency. Now, the Canadian Embassy in Manila says the COVID-19 pandemic is a global threat that does not recognize borders and can only be overcome through coordinated action. Now, this means coordinated action around the world. The government of Canada is therefore pleased to partner with the Philippines in its effort to combat the virus. Justin Trudeau had a press conference, and one of the things he did talk about was aid, but not in the international front, on the home front. Aid provided to the provincial governments. The federal government recently agreed to provide more aid, $14 million to be specific, to help the provinces and territories during this pandemic. And he was asked in his press conference to comment on what exactly will those funds do and where exactly will those funds go.
So we've put forward significant amounts of money so that the provinces can actually deliver these things that are necessary on a safe restart to Canadians. Of course, we want to make sure that that money is spent on the things that are going to keep Canadians safe, but we're happy to work with the provinces to make sure that they respond to the precise needs in these areas of the provinces. It's not a blank check, obviously, but there is flexibility to make sure that whether it's supporting municipalities, whether it's helping with sick leave, whether it's expanding childcare or helping the most vulnerable, these are things that there isn't a single corner in the country where that's not necessary. That's why the federal government is stepping up so that all Canadians, wherever they are, can be assured of a safe restart.
Now, he added that it's there to help Canadians have a safe restart, like he said, and in order to accomplish that, there are key principles that need to be met, specifically enough PPE, proper contact tracing, and helping vulnerable Canadians more. Now, to further help the provinces, he reiterated that the federal government is already picking up the tab for COVID-related sick leave so that those who do get sick have to stay home have their job protected. And with the provinces having unique situations, the details matter when it comes to where the aid will be used. He was asked, when it comes to families, childcare is something that is important. So making sure enough is done so it's safe, especially now, should be the priority, right?
We have recognized for many years now that even though daycare is very much a provincial and sometimes municipal responsibility, the federal government has a role to play in making sure that childcare is available. We put significant investments forward towards the provinces and the billions of dollars over the past years to create more spaces to support families who need daycare. But we know there's more to do, particularly in this COVID time.
Now, improving access to daycare is part of the agreement, as he said, and there are other strings attached that Trudeau says is there to ensure that funds are properly allocated so that it goes to the Canadians who need it. Now, he made clear he understands that there are different systems and needs across the country, but when it comes to childcare is needed everywhere. And everywhere meaning all over Canada. So the government will be there to assist where they can. We now go to Eagle News correspondent Andre Lajoie. Good morning, Andre. I understand that Quebec officials have come up with a plan to help businesses. Want to tell us all about it?
Yes, good morning, Marco. Good morning, Philippines. The government of Quebec has come up with a new initiative to help and support Quebec businesses during this difficult time, which they have termed, Le Panier Bleu, the blue basket. This new platform aims to support local merchants while also raising awareness and the importance of buying local. When discussing the importance of purchasing local, the Minister Fitzgibbon says it will provide the following analysis. $5 more spent here per week per household is $1 billion in the economy. After announcing a prolongation for the closures of non-essential business in Quebec until May 4th, the Minister of the Economic Consequence, this strategy is for local and e-commerce in Quebec, which is taking a form of new collective project named the Panier Bleu, the Blue Basket. This project is officially launched by the government of Quebec in April 5th. During the press conference on April 5th, Minister Fitzgibbon described the Panier Bleu, the Blue Basket, as a unfitted approach to communication so that the small merchant can compete with many companies that have huge marketing resources. This initiative is to help both local merchants and individual consumers. The Blue Basket, the Panier Bleu, will also act as an inventory directory for consumers to be able to see and watch local product they are able to purchase online. Minister Fitzgibbon made sure to clarify that any transaction will be done with the respective sites of various Quebec merchants, says the Minister of Economic and Innovation, continuously remind the public that the government is doing everything in its power to help Quebec businesses. The Panier Bleu, the Blue Basket, is going to do that. Reporting in Montreal, Quebec, Agila, we live in interesting time.
Well, Andre, thank you for that report. So what it seems to be the message here is Quebec is helping Quebec, right? So with all of these different businesses that are happening, and I guess it must be really great news for just Quebecs everywhere, right? Whether it's on the east side, the north, or the south, in Montreal, or in the rural areas, this is a big help for everyone. Yeah.
It's a fantastic news because it will help the economy in Quebec, which has been in the need a lot. Many stores and restaurants have been closing, things like that. So it will help the Canadian people and encourage the Canadian people to buy Canadian. So I won't mention any names, but for sure it would help the business here in Quebec and Canada also.
Well, thank you very much for that report. Andre, continue to be safe, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you, Marco.
A message to all graduates. Justin Trudeau sent a video message to all graduates, and the message seems to be one of sacrifice, responsibility, and action. What he says is a wake-up call on how much you are all needed, that the tools are here and they are ready for you to use to make things happen. So before we go to break, we share a portion of what he said to the graduates, the class of 2020.
I know the future can seem especially daunting. But believe me when I say you have everything you need, not only to achieve, succeed, and build, but to be happy. No one gets to choose the world into which they graduate. But you do get to choose the world that will be your legacy. You, the class of 2020, are different. You were always different. Recent events have just opened our eyes to what was right in front of us all along. That you care. That you care about each other. You care about people you've never met and never will. You care about what happens next. I know you got this, and so do you.
So before we go to break, just to tell you, still to come, British Columbia has just released guidelines for returning to safe operations for the film industry. Ontario announces plans for reopening childcare centers, and we talk more about what's going on in the NBA. You're watching Eagle News Mornings from Canada.
Patindi ng patindi at tuloy-tuloy ang pagpapakita ng galing ng ating mga TNG aspirants. Abangan ang kanilang performances sa pinakamalaking talent competition sa buong bansa, Tagisan ng Galing.
This program is presented by SMC Infrastructure, building a better world. Sandig sugar-free white coffee, puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na Sandig sugar-free white coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free. Vet-approved Nutrichunks, the only premium dog food with active boost for optimum energy and prebiotics that help strengthen immunity. Just like Catherine Bernardo, gawing listo ganado ang fur babies niyo. Listo ganado sa Nutrichunks. Magnolia Chicken Templados, delicious, ready to cook and freshly marinated daily. Pure Foods Luncheon Meat, pure sarap for every family. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Walang duda, kids can tell na #1 ang Pure Foods Tender Juicy. Ang tender, ang juicy, ang sarap. Co-presented by Cooper, expert in air conditioning and electromechanical. Also engaged in structural, electrical, fire protection, plumbing, and sanitary services. Cooper, your ultimate MEPS and air conditioning solutions. Unlad Incorporated International, fight against global poverty. New San Jose Builders Incorporated. Canrib Corporation, your ventilation and air conditioning specialist. Vita Herbs Philippines Green Coffee, masarap, mabango, at healthy pa. Puerto Rico Resort and Convention Center, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. I love Puerto Rico. In participation with Rain or Shine Elastomeric Waterproofing Paint, Matinco. R Square Variables Incorporated, Compizel Enterprises, Saisho International Trading Corporation, DN Steel, IMAC UPB Roof Corporation.
Hey, Gretchen Ho here, and I'm a white coffee lover. Creamy kasi, and very yummy. Pero mas masarap kung hindi nakaka-guilty. Check my new discovery, Sandmade Sugar-Free White Coffee. Puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na! Sandmade Sugar-Free White Coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free.
The Bulacan Bulk Water Project is a treatment facility that will provide bulk water to the 24 municipalities of Bulacan to meet the increasing water demand of its residents. Through concessionaire, SMC Infrastructure also initiated the significant improvements of the Manila North Harbor Port, the country's busiest port.
Listo at ganado ang baby ko sa vet-approved Nutrichunks with active boost and prebiotics na pampalisto. Made with real meat, with essential nutrients to help them grow healthy and happy. Listo, ganado sa Nutrichunks.
Ikaw lang ang star ng buhay ko. Para sa akin, perfect ka. Ibang klase ang sarap ng corned beef mo. Ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Pag Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, sarap ng corned beef, inangat pa ng real cheese cubes. Kaya perfect ang sarap. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef.
Welcome back. This is Eagle News Mornings from Canada. I'm Marco Zerudo. On the West Coast, British Columbia has just released guidelines for returning to safe operations for the film industry. We have Eagle News correspondent Janet Duazo joining us live with the details. Good morning, Janet.
Good morning, Marco, and good morning to our viewers. Yes, last month, WorkSafe BC released guidelines, best practices, and resources that will help businesses and organizations to develop plans to reopen safely for some industry-specific sectors. In the statement of Premier John Horgan last month, considering that virus transmission rates remain low or in decline, people can begin traveling within British Columbia, and other sectors listed in the Phase 3 Restart Plan can reopen, such as hotels and resorts, film industry, parks and theaters, and select entertainment like movies and symphony, but not large concerts. Earlier this week, WorkSafe BC released the guidelines and protocols for motion pictures and television production, beginning with domestic productions only for the month of June-July 2020, as restrictions on international travel remains. WorkSafe BC provided COVID-19 safety plan template that employers can use to develop their own plan outlining their policies, guidelines, and safety procedures to minimize the risk of COVID-19 transmission. One part of developing a safety plan is identifying protocols, which according to WorkSafe BC, employers must involve frontline workers, joint health and safety committees, and supervisors. So I tried to look for the industry specific protocols for film industry, and I found it in the WorkSafe BC website. It is very long. It is an 8-page document outlining all the protocols. It's a lot, and it's from general safety to casting, studios, locations, tools and equipments, costumes and wardrobe, just to name a few. But it's a long list. It's 8 pages. So the BC provincial government assigned Creative BC, the Provincial Film Commission, to develop guidelines for how businesses and organizations in the film industry can return to operation safely. So just to give us an idea how important film industry in British Columbia, in July 2019, Creative BC reported for their 2018-19 fiscal year, film industry contributed 3.2 billion Canadian dollars to the province's economy, with about 71,000 full-time, directly related job positions. In British Columbia, Jeanette Duazo, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Well, thank you very much for that report, Jeanette. So I just have one question, because it's related to that and what you talked about in your previous report with Jurassic Park 3 being filmed there. So I myself am a fellow sci-fi enthusiast. They shoot Star Trek here. I'm a fellow Trekkie fan, so I know I'm going to try to be an extra if I can. How about you? I mean, we heard that maybe you might be trying out to be the lead actress, maybe in Jurassic Park 3?
The Jurassic World? Oh,
Jurassic
you know,
World?
I'm really good at growling. I could be a voiceover for growling, or, you know, but yeah. So for that, like in my report, it says only for domestics, right? So
right.
Not even, I don't know if they're coming back on the island for filming. They're supposed to show their movie scheduled for July 2021. And I don't know if they're even gonna try to come here. From my other research, I think they're gonna bring some of their filming in UK or Australia. So we'll just have to see.
Thank you very much for that report again, Jeanette. You take care. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for having me.
Ontario announces plans for reopening childcare centers in the province. Here's Eagle News correspondent Ashley Sackmar with the report.
On June 9th, Premier Doug Ford announced their plans for reopening childcare centers as part of Stage 2 of reopening the province. He announced that effective immediately, staff are able to re-enter childcare facilities and begin preparing for reopening. Strict safety guidelines will be implemented in order to reopen these childcare centers starting June 12th. Take a look.
Starting Friday, June the 12th, all childcare centers in the province will be allowed to reopen with some restrictions. These restrictions will be just like the ones we've seen in the emergency childcare centers open already. There will be limits on the amount of children in the centers at one time. There'll be more screening and more cleaning, and child care centers will be able to reopen once they meet these guidelines.
Ford explained the reasoning for the strict protocols via his Twitter. Take a listen. As we prepare to reopen, it's critical that supports are in place so people can return to work knowing their children will be cared for in a safe environment. This plan sets out strict protocols that must be followed to prevent the spread of COVID-19. According to Ford, Summer day camps will also be allowed to reopen. Take a look.
And for older children, we know there's been a lot of questions around camps. Summer day camps will also be allowed to open with some restrictions as part of Stage 2.
Minister of Education Stephen Lecce reassures parents that Ontario is prioritizing the safety of their children in their goal to help parents return to work.
We made a commitment to Ontario parents to ensure your kids remain safe and to ensure the parents can return to work with the confidence that their children are safe. Today, we are delivering on both objectives. As Ontarians return to work and as we look ahead to Stage 2 of Ontario's reopening plan, we know that providing childcare for parents is critical to getting our economy back on track.
President and CEO of the Hospital for Sick Children, Dr. Ronald Kahn, says having children safely re-engage in learning, play, and social activities with other children is of great benefit to their mental, emotional, and behavioral development. Reopening childcare centers and summer day camps not only benefits parents and the economy, but most importantly, the children. In Toronto, Ashley Sakmar, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Thank you very much for that, Ashley. We now go to Eagle News sports reporter Tenny Sumage to tell us about what's going on in the NBA. Good morning, Tenny.
Good morning, Marco. With 22 NBA teams set to return next month, other teams like the Minnesota Timberwolves are using the long off-season to plan ahead for the 2020-21 season. President of Basketball Operations, Gerson Rosa, spoke to media yesterday on the players' involvement with the ongoing protests in America and how the organization is supporting one another in light of their current situation. Take a look.
You know, we know a little bit of time has passed, but our city, our community, and our organization are still in a tremendous amount of pain. And we can't not be sensitive to that fact. The incidents that happened here over the last 10 days, 2 weeks are still etched in our minds and in our hearts. And it's a tragedy what happened in our community to George Floyd. Unfortunately, it's something that's happened too often.
That's been huge. Just taking it
from York. Tenny Sumage, Eagle News, we live in interesting times.
Tenny, well, thank you very much for that report. So it looks like the NBA is gearing up to restarting this season. And like we talked about last week, you know, there are teams who look like they are ready to go. Some teams are still getting ready. The East seems to still be wide open, or are we maybe leaning towards a specific champion, maybe representing the East? What's your take right now?
Are you trying to allude that I should choose your Toronto Raptors to defend their title? I still truly feel and believe that the East is pretty much open. But you can't count out your Toronto Raptors, Marco, because they have proven that they are still a good team without Kawhi Leonard.
Well, it looks like with the NBA restarting soon, the finals potentially the finals will be scheduled for October. There are three things that are going to happen in October that's really special for the both of us. Do you know what those three things are?
Yes, my birthday, your birthday, and also the NBA championship which is soon to be determined in October.
Well, exactly. With your birthday being special and you covering the Raptors last year, and me being an enthusiast of the Toronto Raptors, you know, I do have this particular hat that was worn last year. Of course, I am looking forward in October making that a 2020. And of course, we will make sure to get you one when you do your report here alongside with me as we cover the two-time NBA champions, the Toronto Raptors. So we look forward to seeing you. And of course, you're always welcome. And thank you very much for that report. But before you go, one last thing I wanted to ask you is, in the East where it's wide open, and in the West, you still think it might be LeBron and the Lakers?
Definitely. I still am rooting for the Lake Show to actually win it all. And just for you, I do want to see the Toronto Raptors play them, all because I want to see Canada just be involved in this the the NBA Finals again. One of the most amazing experiences was covering the NBA Finals last year in Toronto. We the North.
Well, thank you very much, Jenny, for that report. We look forward to seeing you in your next report here in EBC Canada. Take care.
Take care, Marco. Thank you.
Before we go, today's special. Today marks the 122nd anniversary of the Declaration of Philippine Independence. So if you are going to go and celebrate outside, like we always mention, practice social distancing. Let's be responsible. Let's continue to be safe. That is our program for today. On behalf of the team, we will continue to keep you updated, entertained, and most importantly, informed so that you can continue to keep safe your family, your friends, and yourself. Thank you for watching. Salamat po sa panonood. In Toronto, Marco Zerudo, Eagle News. We live in interesting times. Bonjour, good morning, magandang umaga. Stay tuned for Agila Balita, hosted by Maricar Velasco.
Thank you, Marco. See you next week.
Take care.
Na ang mga pangunahing balita sa loob at labas ng bansa. Tinagid at kinalap ng Agila News Team. Agila Balita.
Narito ang may init na balita. Ngayon ay Biyernes, Hunyo 12, 2020. Sa ulo ng mga balita. COVID-19 cases sa bansa lumampas na sa 24,000. Bilang naman ng mga recoveries pumalo na sa mahigit 5,000. Pagbubukas ng klase tuloy na sa Agosto 24. Department of Labor and Employment naglunsad ang tracking system para agad na maasistehan ang mga OFWs na nais nang makauwi ng bansa. Sa ating balitang pulis, 2 Chinese nationals na pinaniniwala ang sangkot sa kidnapping napatay sa follow-up operation ng PNP Anti-Kidnapping Group. Sa balitang abroad, Southern China sinalanta ng baha. Mahigit 200,000 katao inilikas. Ako ang inyong magiging tagapaghatid balita. Ako po si Maricar Velasco. Sa detalye ng mga balita para sa update ng Bagyong Butchoy at sa magiging lagay ng ating panahon, nasa ating linya si Joey Figuracion ng Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. Joey?
Yes, magandang umaga at sa lahat po ng ating mga taga-subaybay sa kasalukuyan, patuloy na tinatahak ni Butchoy ang Central Luzon. At kaninang alas 4 ng umaga, ang sentro nito ay nasa vicinity ng San Felipe, Zambales. At may taglay pa rin po ito na lakas na hangin na 45 km per hour, malapit sa gitna at kanyang pagbugso na umaabot sa 75 km per hour. Si Butchoy ay patuloy na kumikilos pa kanluran, hilagang kanluran sa bilis na 15 km per hour. At dahil sa epekto nito, asahan pa rin ang mga pag-ulan sa bahagi po ng Zambales, Bataan, Pampanga, northern portion ng Palawan, kasama po dyan yung Calamian at Cuyo Islands, sa Occidental Mindoro, sa Visayas, Caraga, Davao Region at sa nalawing bahagi ng Luzon. Yan ay pinagsamang epekto ng Bagyong Butchoy at ng ating habagat. At sa kasalukuyan, patuloy pa rin na nasa Tropical Cyclone Wind Signal number 1 ang Pangasinan, Zambales, Bataan, Tarlac, Pampanga, Nueva Ecija at Bulacan. Sa anumang oras, sa mga susunod na oras, ay maaaring lumabas na po ito ng kalupaan, itong si Butchoy, papuntang West Philippine Sea. At posible bukas ng umaga ay lalabas na po ito ng ating area of responsibility. Ang ating sunod na bulletin ay ilalabas natin mamayang alas 8 ng umaga. Para sa karabang impormasyon, maaaring bisitahin kami sa aming website, bagong.pag-asa.dust.gov.ph. Yan ating latest mula rito sa Weather Forecasting Center ng Pag-asa. Joey Figuracion, maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat, Joey. Sa ibang balita, umakyat na sa 24,175 ang kabuang bilang ng COVID-19 cases na naitala sa bansa. Ito ay matapos makapagtala ang Department of Health ng 443 na karagdagan pang kaso. Sa bilang na ito ay 253 ang fresh cases habang 190 naman ang late cases. Sa mga fresh cases na ito, 35 ang mula sa National Capital Region, 66 mula sa Region 7, ang 152 naman ay mula sa iba pang lugar sa bansa. Sa mga late cases naman, ang 48 ay mula sa NCR, 6 o 6 sa Region 7 at 136 naman sa iba pang lugar sa bansa. Record high naman ang naitalang bilang ng naka-recover mula sa sakit na nasa 270. Dahil dito umakyat na sa 5,165 ang bilang ng mga pasyenteng gumaling mula sa virus. May 9 namang naitalang nasawi dahil sa COVID-19. Kaya sa ngayon umaabot na sa 1,036 ang kabuang bilang ng nasawi sa bansa dahil sa COVID-19. Inilabas ng UP-PCTA Research ang resulta ng kanilang pag-aaral sa pagtugon ng bansa sa COVID-19. Batay sa isinagawang pag-aaral, marami ng lungsod na isinailalim sa GCQ ang nanalo na sa COVID-19. May report si Madeline Villar Moratillo.
Maraming lungsod na kasama sa General Community Quarantine ang nanalo na sa laban sa COVID-19. Kasabay nito sinabi ni Professor Guido David na bahagi ng UP Octa Research na batay sa kanilang mga ginagawang pag-aaral ay nananatili pa ring main battleground ng COVID-19 ang National Capital Region at Cebu. Ang iba pang lugar maliban sa NCR at Cebu ay nananalo na anya laban sa COVID. Maging ang Davao anya ay bumubuti na rin ang COVID situation. Habang sa iba pang lugar kagaya ng Bataan, Cavite, Laguna at Batangas ay may mga mangilan-ngilan na lamang na COVID cases ang naitatala.
Most ng mga GCQ cities natin, okay naman sila. So hindi ko masasabi lahat na yan kasi napakarami nilang winning the war. So actually yung natitira na lang battleground kumbaga ay NCR, Cebu. Yung Davao is actually nag-improve na rin siya.
Matatandaan ng Octa Research Team ay una nang nagbabala noon kung magkakaroon ng anilay premature relaxation ng Enhanced Community Quarantine matapos ang Mayo 15 ay inaasahang lolobo sa 24,000 ang COVID cases sa bansa. Batay sa datos sa mga inire-report na COVID cases ng Department of Health kada araw, ang karamihan ng mga kaso mula sa Region 7 ay nagmula sa Cebu. Kaugnay nito, sinabi naman ni UP Professor Ranjit Ray na magsusumite sila sa Interagency Task Force ng kanilang report at rekomendasyon kaugnay sa mga ginawa nilang pag-aaral sa trend ng COVID-19 infection sa bansa. Sa ngayon, bagamat nakakabahala ang mga numero ng COVID cases sa bansa, hindi naman anya ito dapat na magdulot ng panik sa publiko, lalo na't dumarami naman ang nakaka-recover mula sa sakit.
It is manageable. Right now, the numbers are a cause of concern but not a cause of panic. There shouldn't be a cause of panic because the numbers are still manageable. Our recoveries are improving. The mortality is also going down. And health capacity because of the ECQ has also gone up.
Kaugnay nito, sinabi ni Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere na pinaplansya na nila ang pagpasok sa isang partnership sa University of the Philippines upang makatuwang sa data analyzation ng COVID-19 cases sa bansa.
Just to inform everybody, meron na po kaming inaayos na partnership with University of the Philippines para makatulong din po natin sila in analyzing our numbers and providing, of course, recommendations to DOH and the whole of government. Inaayos na lang po yung aming data sharing agreement. And
para sa Eagle News, Madeline Villar Moratillo, we live in interesting times.
Pansamantalang ititigil ng Philippine Overseas Labor Office o POLO sa Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia ang kanilang operasyon simula sa Linggo, Hunyo 14 matapos magpositibo sa COVID-19 ng 6 sa kanilang opisyal at staff. Sinabi ni Labor Attached Nasser Mustafa na simula sa Linggo, lahat ng POLO officers at staff ay sasailalim sa work from home arrangement. Gayunman, patuloy pa rin silang tutugon sa mga tawag sa kanilang opisina at magbibigay pa rin ng consulting services sa kanilang kliyente at magbibigay ng counseling sa mga distressed OFWs. Ayon kay Mustafa, layunin ng temporary suspension ng kanilang operasyon na maiwasan ang lalong pagkalat ng infection sa mga polo staff at maging sa kanilang mga kliyente. Magsasagawa rin aniya sila ng disinfection sa kanilang tanggapan. Una rito, sumailalim sa testing ang 37 polo personnel matapos may ulat na 2 sa kanilang staff ang nahawa ng virus. Isang tracking system ang inununsad ng Department of Labor and Employment para agad na maasistehan ang mga OFWs na nais nang makauwi ng bansa. May report si Madeline Villar Moratilio.
Naglunsad ng isang tracking system ang Department of Labor and Employment para sa mga overseas Filipino workers na nais bumalik sa bansa ngayong panahon ng COVID-19 pandemic. Ito'y tinawag na OFW Assistance Information System o OASIS, kung saan sa pamamagitan nito ay matitiyak ang maayos na repatriation ng mga pauwing OFW. Ayon kay Labor Secretary Sylvester Bello III, layo ng sistemang itong matiyak na maibibigay ng epesyente at napapanahon ng ayuda upang maibsan ang pangamba ng mga OFW sa panahong ito ng pandemya. Sinabi ni Bello na sa pamamagitan ng tracker na ito ay matutukoy ng gobyerno kung nasaan ang mga inililikas na OFW upang agad na makapaghanda ng tulong sa kanilang pagdating sa bansa. Binuuan niya ang sistemang ito upang mas mapabilis ang pagbibigay ng tulong ng pamahalaan sa mga kababayan nating nawala ng trabaho sa ibang bansa at napilitang pauwiin. Ang Dole Command Center ang siyang mangunguna sa sistemang ito na magsisilbi rin bilang database para sa mga OFW na nawala ng trabaho dahil sa COVID-19 pandemic. Ilang sa mga kinakailangan aniya maihanda ng pamahalaan ay ang swab testing para sa kanila at maging transport patungo sa mga hotel na tutuluyan para sa quarantine at iba pang kinakailangan proseso. Kabilang rin sa maaaring matukoy sa pamamagitan ng tracker ay ang airline na sinakyan ng OFW, health condition nito, address sa Pilipinas at iba pang mahalagang impormasyon. Pero para makasama sa tracking system na ito, kailangang mag-register muna ang isang OFW na nais makabalik sa bansa sa pamamagitan ng pag-login sa oasis.owa.gov.ph. Kailangan lang na i-click ang register at sagutan ng form. Magkakatanggap naman ng isang OFW na isang link na ipapadala sa kanya sa pamamagitan ng email para malaman kung naging matagumpay ang registration sa Oasis. Paalala naman ng DOLE sa mga OFW na sagutan lahat ng katanungan sa form upang maging epektibo ang tracking system sa kanila. Para sa Eagle News, Madeline Villar Moratilio, we live in interesting times.
Sa gitna ng COVID-19 pandemic, kinugunita ngayon ang ika-122nd anniversary ng Independence Day sa Pilipinas. Subalit hindi tulad ng mga nakalipas na pagdiriwang, simpleng seremonya ang inaasahan sa paggunita ng Araw ng Kalayaan sa bansa. Alamin natin ang kaganapan sa Kawit, Cavite, ang bayan kung saan idineklara ang kalayaan ng Pilipinas noong June 12, 1898. Naroon si Erlo Bringas. Erlo?
Maricar, nagsisimula na nga itong pagdiriwang ng Araw ng Kalayaan dito sa Aguinaldo Shrine sa Kawit, Cavite. Mas simple kayong pagdiriwang ngayong taon dahil nga doon sa ipinatutupad na ilang protocols patungkol nga sa COVID-19 pandemic. Sa ngayon, inyong nakikita ay pinangunahan ng wreath laying ni Mayor Angelo Aguinaldo dito sa Kawit, Cavite, na kung saan ay kasama niya yung ilang mga opisyal mula sa Cavite government, maging si Governor Boying Remulla ay nandito rin na kasama sa para pangunahan itong programa. Mahigpit pinatutupad na social distancing, maging yung disinfecting dito sa bawat guest na nandito sa paligid ng Aguinaldo Shrine. Kung ikukumpara doon sa nakaraang taong pagdiriwang, maximum of 100 people lang yung pinayagan sa ngayon. Kasama na dyan yung media, maging yung VIP na dumalo at yung ilang mga tauhan ng Philippine National Police. Bantay sarado din ng Cavite PNP itong paligid ng compound ng Aguinaldo Shrine upang masiguro yung seguridad ng mga dumalo ngayon dito sa pagdiriwang. may tema ang pagdiriwang ngayong taon ng tungo sa bansang Malaya, nagbabayanihan at ligtas, at maya-maya bandang alas 8:30 inaasahang matatapos itong programa kung saan mas mabilis kumpara noong nakaraang taon dahil ngayon ay hindi dumalo si Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte dahil nga doon sa ipinatutupad na protocol sa COVID-19 ng IATF. At yan muna latest mula rito sa Kawit, Cavite para sa Eagle News or Bringas. We live in interesting times.
Maraming salamat sa iyo, Erlo Bringas, live dyan mula sa Kawit, Cavite. Sa ibang balita, hindi na magbabago ang schedule ng pagbubukas ng klase sa August 24. Sinabi ni Secretary Leonor Briones na inaprubahan na ito ni Pangulong Duterte at ng IATF. May report si Mayan Corvera.
Tuloy na ang pagbubukas ng klase sa August 24 sa pagdinig ng Senate Committee on Basic Education na pinamunuan ni Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. Sinabi ni Education Secretary Leonor Briones na hindi na magbabago ang petsa ng school opening dahil ito ang inaprubahan ng Pangulo at ng Interagency Task Force. Pero blended education ang gagawin ng DepEd at walang face-to-face teaching gaya ng nais mangyari ng Pangulo habang wala pang bakuna laban sa COVID-19. Ayon sa kalihim, essential ang edukasyon at hindi nila maaring ipagpaliban ng klase. Sa nakalipas anyang 8 araw ng enrollment, nakapagtala na sila ng 9,961,396 na mga enrollees. Katumbas pa lamang ito ng 36.26% ng kabuuang estudyante sa mga pribado at pampublikong kindergarten, mga elementary at high school, state colleges and universities sa buong bansa.
Right now, his policy stands, and as we move along, as we transition, we will be briefing him from time to time, especially on the state of the development of the vaccine. And AITF, which is the Interagency Task Force composed of cabinet members, is also tracking the development of the vaccine. But we agreed that even as he says there will be no face-to-face classes, the learning process must continue because there are other ways of learning, there are other ways of blending different strategies without necessarily concentrating exclusively on face-to-face method.
Nanindigan naman si Briones na wala magiging face-to-face teaching, sa halip ay gagamitin ang mga makabagong teknolohiya para hindi matigil ang pag-aaral ng mga bata. Katunayan sa kanilang inilunsad na Brigada Eskwela ngayong taon, sa halip na mga ballpen, bond paper at mga upuan, gadgets gaya ng desktop at cellphone ang kanilang hiniling na mga donasyon. Ang mga matitipong gadgets ipapamahagian niya sa mga kabataang walang kakayahang bumili ng kanilang learning tools. Sa kanila raw kasing survey, umaabot lang sa mahigit 800,000 estudyante at mga guro ang may gadgets.
Ilan po doon sa mga surveys ninyo ang meron pong cellphone or smartphone po yung mga pamilya natin?
We had more than 800,000 respondents. Yung survey namin nakaano sa teachers, no, kasi sila ang frontliners kumbaga. And it is more than 80%, it's 7% of them have their own desktops, laptops, etc. But these are their own. And they use them for various purposes. So we are looking forward to being able to provide our teachers with such gadgets that will also facilitate their work. We are setting standards, Mr. Chair, ang gusto natin, Honorable Chair, that yung capacities ng kanilang gadgets would be sufficient to contain all the learning materials, the features that you are looking for. And we have already made such issuances. For example, the City of Manila made inquiries with us, and they are exceeding the minimum standards that we have set as requirement for gadgets, because Manila is going to provide the children. Now, insofar as homes are concerned, yesterday we already started tallying the results of the survey. We're looking into homes which have not only teachers but also families, and this is where we are very where we are sensitive.
Radyo at telebisyon naman ang gagamitin sa mga lugar na wala pang internet, bukod pa sa gagawing pamamahagi ng mga learning module sa pamamagitan ng mga local government units. Inamin ng kalihim na ikinukonsidera nila ang face-to-face learning pero magsasagawa pa sila ng final assessment hinggil dito sa July 15. Sa kanila raw kasing initial assessment, may 25 mga probinsya na ang mababa, walang kaso at maganda ang progress ng pagtugon laban sa COVID-19. Magsusumitian niya sila ng rekomendasyon sa Interagency Task Force sa July 15 batay sa kanilang final assessment at resulta ng online enrollees hanggang sa katapusan ng buwan.
We would have about 25 provinces who have been progressing very well in their anti-COVID efforts. But we also are agreed that we have to comply with the minimum standards of the Department of Health on face-to-face learning, and this would be the social distance, which means reconfiguration of the classrooms. This would mean also availability of first aid clinics, PPE, and also all the requirements of the Department of Health in addition to these other factors.
Para sa Eagle News, may Ann Corvera, will live in interesting times.
Magbabalik ang Agila Balita sa umaga.
Agila Balita.
Patindi ng patindi at tuloy-tuloy ang pagpapakita ng galing ng ating mga TNG aspirants. Abangan ang kanilang performances sa pinakamalaking talent competition sa buong bansa, Tagisan ng Galing.
This program is presented by SMC Infrastructure, building a better world. Sandig sugar-free white coffee, puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na Sandig sugar-free white coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free. Vet-approved Nutri-Chops, the only premium dog food with active boost for optimum energy and prebiotics that help strengthen immunity. Just like Catherine Bernardo, gawing listo ganado ang fur babies niyo. Listo ganado sa Nutri-Chops. Magnolia Chicken Templados, delicious, ready to cook and freshly marinated daily. Pure Foods Luncheon Meat, pure sarap for every family. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Walang duda, kids can tell na #1 ang Pure Foods Tender Juicy. Ang tender, ang juicy, ang sarap. Co-presented by Cooper, expert in air conditioning and electromechanical. Also engaged in structural, electrical, fire protection, plumbing, and sanitary services. Cooper, your ultimate MEPS and air conditioning solutions. Unlad Incorporated International, fight against global poverty. New San Jose Builders Incorporated. Canrib Corporation, your ventilation and air conditioning specialist. Vita Herbs Philippines Green Coffee, masarap, mabango, at healthy pa. Puerto Rico Resort and Convention Center, Cabiao, Nueva Ecija. I love Puerto Rico. In participation with Rain or Shine Elastomeric Waterproofing Paint, Matinco. R Square Variables Incorporated, Compizel Enterprises, Saisho International Trading Corporation, DN Steel, IMAC UPB Roof Corporation.
Hey, Gretchen Ho here, and I'm a white coffee lover. Creamy kasi, and very yummy. Pero mas masarap kung hindi nakaka-guilty. Check my new discovery, Sandmade Sugar-Free White Coffee. Puno ng white coffee taste without the sugar, kaya lower calories. Try mo na! Sandmade Sugar-Free White Coffee. Sarap ng white coffee, now sugar-free.
The successful development of TPLEX, or Tarlac Pangasinan La Union Expressway in 2009, a 4-lane toll road that extends from Tarlac City to Rosario La Union, with an additional approved extension of 56 kilometers all the way to San Juan La Union. This is expected to reduce travel time to Baguio and other provinces in northern Luzon. Realizing the vision of creating a better world for Filipinos fueled the team's focus.
Listo at ganado ang baby ko sa vet-approved Nutri-Chunks with active boost and prebiotics na pampalisto. Made with real meat with essential nutrients to help them grow healthy and happy. Listo, ganado sa Nutri-Chunks.
Ikaw lang ang star ng buhay ko. Para sa akin, perfect ka. Ibang klase ang sarap ng corned beef mo. Ang cheesy ng corned beef mo. Pag Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef, sarap ng corned beef, inangat pa ng real cheese cubes. Kaya perfect ang sarap. Star Chunky Cheese Corned Beef.
Napatay sa follow-up operation ng PNP Anti-Kidnapping Group ang dalawang hindi pa nakikilalang Chinese nationals na pinaniniwala ang sangkot sa pagkidnap ng 3 Chinese nationals na una nang na-rescue ng mga autoridad. Una nang naaresto ng PNP AKG sa Pasay City noong Sabado ang dalawang suspects na pawang mga Chinese nationals din. Ang detalye sa report ni Mar Gabriel.
Dead on the spot ang dalawang hindi pa nakikilalang Chinese national matapos makipagbarilan sa mga tauhan ng PNP Anti-Kidnapping Group at CIDG Pampanga sa Angeles City. Nagsasagawa ng backtracking investigation ang mga tauhan ng PNP AKG nang mamataan nila ang kulay puting Hyundai Starex van na tumutugma sa deskripsyon ng sasakyang ginamit sa pagdukot sa 3 Chinese national na una na nilang na-rescue sa isang hotel sa Angeles City noong June 1. Sinubukan daw nilang parahin ang sasakyan para beripikahin ito, pero bigla umanong nagpaputok ang mga sospek dahil kinasugat ng isa sa mga tauhan ng AKG. Dito na gumanti ng putok ang mga pulis hanggang sa mapatay ang dalawang sospek. Nabawi sa kanila ang 2 caliber 45 pistol at isang M4 5.56 rifle. Noong Sabado, una nang naaresto ng AKG sa Pasay City ang 2 sospek sa kidnapping na nakilalang si Yang Jun at si Wu Zehan. Positibo silang kinilala ng 3 Chinese na kanilang nabiktima. Ayon sa mga biktima, may iba pang hawak na kidnap victim na kapwa nila Chinese sa mga sospek na pinaniniwala ang itinatago sa iba pang lugar. Sinampahan na mga sospek ng kasong kidnapping for ransom habang patuloy ang pagtugis sa iba pa nilang kasamahan at pag-rescue sa iba pa nilang biktima. Para sa Eagle News, Mar Gabriel, we live in interesting times.
Mga pangyayari sa labas ng bansa. Balita Abroad.
Sinalanta ng baha at mudslides ang timugang bahagi ng China kung saan mahigit sa 100 katao ang naiulat na nasawi. Ayon sa report ng state agency na Xinhua, nagdulot ng baha at mudslides ang malakas na buhos ng ulan. Batay sa report mula sa Ministry of Emergency Management, nasa 230,000 katao ang inilikas dahil sa baha. Nasa 1,300 bahay naman ang napinsala. Sa Southern Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, 6 na katao ang naiulat na namatay habang 1 ang nawawala. Sinabi naman ng local government na mahigit sa 1,000 hotels ang binaha at mahigit naman sa 30 tourist sites ang napinsala. Samantala sa Hunan Province, 13 katao naman ang naiulat na namatay dahil sa pagbaha habang nasa 8 katao naman ang nasawi sa bahagi ng southwestern Guizhou Province. At yan ang naging kabuuan ng ating may init na balita. Sa pangalan ng ating mga kaagapay sa Eagle News Service, ako po si Maricar Velasco and we live in interesting times. Susunod na ang programang Saganang Mamamayan kasama sina Congressman Dante Marcoleta at Jensu Berjaga.
Sumainyo ang mga balitang kinarap, maingat na isinulat at inihanay ng Eagle News Service. Agila Balita!